Hey friends, how's it going? This is David Potts with Song Notes, and just a quick video today where I demonstrate how to tune down to E-flat tuning, or you might hear this referred to as tune down a half step. I'll talk about what that means really quickly and show you how to do it. I'm going to be using this app Tunable on my phone. This is just the go-to tuning app I've used for the last couple years. I'm sure there's lots of other tuning apps. Use the one you like. I also have my clip-on tuner from Snark attached to my guitar, so maybe you can see that in the camera. But really quick, let's talk about E-flat tuning and I'll show you how to do it. So the main idea here is standard tuning is going to have all your strings from thickest up to thinnest following these notes, right? We have our E, our A, our D, our G, our B, our E. With E-flat tuning, all you're going to be doing is tuning every single string down in pitch, lower in pitch by one half step. Now, if the idea of pitch and a flat and a half step, if all this is new to you, check out my 12 notes lesson, a nice little cheat sheet there. It explains what the 12 notes are and also shows you some must-know commentary, whole step versus half step, tone versus semitone, up in pitch versus down in pitch, and just knowing the order of the notes. It's just helpful to know in general. But let's get into this now and tune. I'm in standard tuning right now. We're going to tune every string down one half step. So here's what we'll do. So I'll start up my app and I'm making noise, so it's going to show you all these weird things. But as soon as I start playing, that's my E note, my bottom string, right? What I'm going to need to do is turn that down, tune it down in pitch. I want it to get lower. Okay, hear it getting lower? And eventually, my tuner turned from that E to the E flat, right? If I was to go back up in pitch, now it's an E. If I go back down, it's E flat world now. And it would keep going down if I kept going down in pitch. But let's get to that E flat. And that's going to be good enough for this video. See how I'm in the green? So that's telling me that this bottom note is now an E flat. So the next note, the next string is an A. We need to tune the A down to an A flat. There we go. Get it in the green. All right, there we go. Good enough. Fourth string is D. We want that to go down to D flat. So play it. Turn your peg on your guitar. Now, it says C sharp. C sharp and D flat are two ways of referring to the same note. So that's okay in this case. Again, that's something I cover in my 12 notes cheat sheet there. So C sharp will be good enough for this fourth string. All right, that one's good enough. Next string is our G string. Let's do that down a half step. So we want either G flat or the tuner might say F sharp. They're the same thing. All right, that's good. Next one is the second string, the B string. We want either B flat or A sharp. Good to go. And finally, the E string, the high E string. Okay, so now that all the strings are in tune, let's just give it. I like to strum it with a nice 6-string chord, a E or a G is a good way to test that things are in key. So we can now play anything we played before, because in effect, we've done the same thing to every string. So take any riff you know, you can play it in E-flat tuning, it's going to sound great. It's just going to be a half step lower across the board. So if you're a regular, your recording of whatever song is in the key of E, and you play something in the key of E, you're going to be technically a half step lower in pitch. So you won't be able to play with your records the same way, but you still can play anything, right? Now, let's talk about tuning back up to standard tuning, because inevitably, when you do tune your guitar down, you're going to want to get it back up sometimes. So the same idea applies here. We're going to go from the strings from low to high and just tune them back up to the standard tuning notes, starting with the thickest string. E flat, let's get that to an E. All right, close enough. Next one is the A flat. We want this to an A. Close enough. Fourth string, D flat. We want that to a D. Okay, again, we know C sharp and D flat are the same thing. Good to go. Third string, G. Right now it's an F sharp or a G flat. There we go. Good enough. Second string, our B. It's either a B flat or an A sharp. We want it to go up in pitch. There we go. And the E string. So now we're back in regular standard tuning where it's E, A, D, G, B, E. And we're good to go there. So in the last part of this video, I want to quickly show you how to tune down without using an app. So I'm going to turn this off because I don't want to bias myself here. Now, we're in standard tuning right now. How do we get to E flat tuning without an app, right? And how do we get close to exactly an E flat tuning? Well, here's how I like to think about it. There's a few different ways to do this. So what I like to do is use the fifth string, right? So the fifth string is an A, if you just play it by itself, right? Now we want this A to go down to an A flat. Do we have that lower A flat on the guitar? We actually do. It's this note right here. The fourth fret of the sixth string is an A flat, right? The fifth fret of the sixth string is an A. So if we move our finger to the fourth fret of the low E string, we have an A flat. Then what we can do is tune this fifth string down to meet this pitch, okay? Sounds a little bit sharp to me. My ear is admittedly not the best, but that sounds pretty close, right? Let's say that that's it. So now we have our fifth string is an A flat. So now what we can do is use the regular way of tuning your guitar by ear, where you use the fifth fret trick, and you just take the fifth fret of the fifth string now, and we're gonna go. Okay, now the fifth fret on the fifth string matches the open fourth string. That's good. So now this fourth string is a D flat. Now let's go to same thing. Fifth fret on the fourth string. A little bit sharp. Still a little bit sharp. I'm going to declare those are good enough. Now, when you're doing this trick of tuning by ear, when you do the third to second string, you have to go to the fourth fret. Sharp? Huh. Nope, nope, flat, flat, flat. Okay, now the fourth string is a B flat. And then finally, we'll go from second string to first string. Okay, so now the thinnest five strings are all tuned based off our starting A flat note, then we did D flat, then we did G flat, B flat, E flat. There's one string left, the low E string. This is still an E. We need to get it down. So what I like to do here is use the highest string as my guide. Even though these are a couple octaves apart, you can still use them. You can have an E that's 2 octaves lower than the E, up on the thinnest string. So as long as you make them sound the same, right? That sounds about close. If we were to go flat, not the same. But if we get so that sounds pretty close enough. And you strum it. So now I just strummed an E major chord in E flat tuning. Now this is not perfect, and this is why tuning by ear is something you really want to do. Get used to that skill. Let's actually use my clip-on tuner now and see how close I was. I was a little bit sharp on the low E string. Okay, let's try the second string, fifth string that is. A little bit sharp again. Fourth string. Ooh, even more sharp. So it's interesting that I'm sharp every time. That's good for me to know though, when I work on my ear training. Just knowing that I tend to, it's like you tend to hit the ball long in tennis or something, right? Maybe kind of try not to do that next time. So yeah, sharp 8, that's sharp as well. and let's get to the E, and that's sharp, yeah. So it's actually, what that means is that my initial A flat, I was a little bit sharp on, but then everything else was pretty good. I was consistent with it, with that original A flat note. So now, here we are once again in E flat tuning. Now the cool thing about E flat tuning is when your guitar is down there, there's tons of things you can play. For example, some of the songs that I have lessons for that use E flat tuning. If you want to play along with the original, we have Patience by Guns N' Roses. We have 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins. Likewise, there's Tonight Tonight by Smashing Pumpkins. The Man Who Sold the World by Nirvana. David Bowie's version is in standard tuning, but Nirvana's version is in E flat tuning, right? Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. All Apologies by Nirvana. Where Did You Sleep Last Night by Nirvana. About a Girl. I love Nirvana. Basically, that Unplugged album is one of my original acoustic favorites. There's also some older stuff I have lessons for, like Lonesome Town by Ricky Nelson, Walk Right In by the Rooftop Singers. Those are both in E flat tuning, the original versions are. And then some newer songs, for example, Long Haul by Ian Munsick. That's a really cool song. That is in E flat tuning. And likewise, Gloria by the Lumineers. A really fun strummer that one is. So I have lessons for all those, and I've included links to them in the PDF that I made for this E flat tuning lesson that you just watched. So thanks all for watching. I hope this is helpful. And if you have any other tuning questions, let me know. I'd like to sort of cover my basis with some of the more common tunings, drop D, double drop D. I haven't really messed around with open tunings too much, to be honest, but if there's something you want to see a lesson on or suggest I check out, please let me know, and I might just do that. But otherwise, I hope this is helpful for you. Have fun when you're in E flat tuning, and good luck with your playing. Until next time, my friends, bye-bye.